Hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Hello again. Well, here we are, back in the studio, ready for another week of English. Are you with me? Or are you with the Woolwich? Hopefully you're with me. You are? Great. Okay. Well, it's a new week of English, but we're going to start by looking again at something we saw last week. Last week, we learned about Alfredo and Gordon and their New Year's Eve party. We also know that Alfredo caught a cold going home from the party. He fell asleep on a park bench. Now, both men had hangovers, but Alfredo also had a cold. Now, when we learned about Alfredo and his cold, do you remember what form we used to talk about Alfredo's problems? That's right, we used have got, didn't we? We said Alfredo's got a headache, Alfredo's got a stomachache, Alfredo's got a cold. We can also say that Alfredo's got a temperature if his body is hot, and we can say that he's got a fever if his body is very hot. We can say that someone's got a cough, or we can say that someone's got a cold. We often use the form have got when we talk about people and illnesses. We can say that someone has got an earache, and we can say that someone has got lumbago, backache. People sometimes go to the dentist because they've got toothache. We also broken a bone. I've got a broken leg. He's got a broken arm. She's got a broken finger. If we talk about a broken bone in the past, we simply use the past simple tense. My wife broke her ankle 6 years ago. When I was 11, I broke my fingers in a bike accident. So, if you feel ill, you know how to tell people in English. Great! Now you can say, I've got a headache, or I've got a toothache, or I've got a broken back. One thing we don't use have got for is the idea of someone feeling sick. This is a bit tricky in English because to be sick in English has got two meanings. If I say I feel sick, it can mean A, that I don't feel well, that I feel ill, or it can mean B, that I feel that I'm going to vomit. Okay, we know that if someone feels ill, there's a possibility that they will vomit. But in English, it's not clear what you mean. The same thing is a problem when we use sick with the verb to be. Last week, I was sick. Now, when we look at that sentence, it's impossible to decide if I felt ill last week or if I vomited last week. It's not clear and we don't know. Okay, now, something different, something not connected to vomit. Now, I'm sure you all remember Dave Squid. Of course you do. Dave is the policeman that Alfredo and Gordon know. Dave bumped into Gordon last week and told Gordon all about Alfredo's troubles at home. Well, I think it's time we learned a bit more about Dave Squid. So, let's think. What do we know about Dave Squid? Well, from his conversation with Alfredo in the pub, we know that Dave's a policeman and that he lives near Alfredo with his girlfriend. Okay, all quiet on the Western Front. Now, last week, Dave bumped into Gordon. He bumped into him. He didn't plan to meet Gordon. Dave met Gordon by accident. Now, when Dave bumped into Gordon, Gordon asked about Dave's girlfriend, and now we know Dave's girlfriend's name. Dave's girlfriend is called Loretta. We don't know much about Loretta, but we know that she's going for a job interview. Now, let's follow her and see what she's doing. Okay, well, there's Loretta. This is the first time we've seen Loretta. Okay, quick, what does she look like? Well, she's tall, she's young, she's got long red hair and green eyes. She's not wearing glasses. Okay, good. Now, what about her clothes? What's she wearing? Well, she's wearing high-heeled shoes and she's wearing a dark grey skirt with a matching jacket. Okay. And what's she wearing under her jacket? She's wearing a white blouse under her jacket. Okay, great. Now, is there anything else? Yes, she's carrying a bag. She's got a shoulder bag on her right shoulder. A bag? What sort of a bag is it? Is it a plastic bag or a carrier bag? No, it's a handbag. It's a woman's handbag. She's carrying a handbag. Okay, great. Now, we know that Loretta's on her way to a job interview. Let's see where the job interview is. Ooh, crikey. Did you all see that? Loretta went into the Fabuloso Splendido Hotel. That's where the interview is. She's applying for a job at the hotel. And someone else we know also works at the hotel, doesn't he? That's right. Last lesson, we learned that Gordon, Mary's brother, Alfredo's brother-in-law, the Benchfield kids' uncle, also works in a hotel. It must be the same hotel. Now, you probably noticed that I often use question tags. I used one just now. At the end of the sentence about Gordon, I said, doesn't he? This is a question tag. A question tag is a mini question. Often we use these mini questions, these question tags, to show that we're interested or surprised. Like this, we use have you, is it, did they? I've got a new job. Oh, have you? My dad's coming to Budapest. Is he? Sorry, I vomited on your cat 2 days ago. Oh, did you? I didn't know. So, we use the correct form of the verb, add the subject, I, you, he, Doreen, and then add a question mark. My dad's coming to Budapest. Is he? With the verb to be, the correct form for the third person singular is what? That's right. It is. He is, she is, and it is. So, we make a mini question a question tag, what do we have to do to make a question? Bingo! That's right again. We have to change the word order. He is becomes is he. She is becomes is she. And it is becomes is it. If we're using a question tag in the present simple, we use do or does to make the question tag. We use do for I, you, we, you, and they, and we use does for the third person singular, for he, she, and it. So, exactly the same when we want to ask a question, we take the correct form of the verb, do or does, and add the subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, or they, and finish with a question mark. I know how to get to Székesfehérvár. Oh, do you? Ferry doesn't like Pálinka, doesn't he? What's wrong with him? If we're using the past simple, we use did. Simple. Geza and Ildi went to Mad last week. Oh, did they? I didn't go to work yesterday. Didn't you? Why not? All right. Back to Loretta. She went inside the hotel. Let's see if we can follow her. Oh, look. There she is. She's standing at the hotel reception. She's talking to the receptionist. Aha! Can you see who the receptionist is? That's right. It's Mary's brother, Gordon. Aha! So now we know what Gordon does. Now we know where Gordon works. We learned from his conversation with Dave Squid that Gordon works in a hotel, but now we know what he does. Gordon Taylor is the receptionist at the Marveloso Splendido Hotel. Good morning, madam. Can I help you? Good morning. I'm here to meet Mr. Williams, the hotel manager. I'm Loretta Sweat. I've got a 10 o'clock appointment. One moment, please. I'll let Mr. Williams know that you're here. Hello, Mr. Williams? This is Gordon Taylor at reception. There's a lady who's got a meeting with you at 10 o'clock. Yes, Loretta Sweat. Okay, I'll tell her. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Goodbye. Mr. Williams said he'd be here in a few minutes. Would you like a coffee while you wait, Miss Sweat? Yes, please. I'd like a cappuccino, please. Of course. I'll bring it to you immediately. Please take a seat in the foyer. Thank you. Well, now we know a little bit more about Dave's girlfriend, don't we? We know that she's got a job interview in the same hotel where? That's right. We also learned some new information about Gordon Taylor today, didn't we? We now know that Gordon is the receptionist at the Marveloso Splendido Hotel. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that the hotel manager is Mr. Williams. And we learned that Loretta's surname is Sweat and that she likes cappuccino. Great! Well, that's a lot of information, but we still don't know what sort of job Loretta's applying for, do we? No, that'll have to wait until our next lesson because, yes, that's right, we're out of time. That's all the time we have. Don't forget, you can also catch up with the other English lessons at www.m5tv.hu. Well, all that's left is for me to say goodbye. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Sepp Attila, and I'm not Tobik Bense. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you next lesson. See you later. Bye.